Welcome back to the tea. Every Thursday night, we make sure you stay informed and entertained when it comes to matters entertainment, when it comes to events, your favorite celebrities, and of course, we just like to have banter within among us. So, as usual, the week is over until next week when we have to notify you about what happened during the weekend. But for right now, let's meet our panel. My name is Laura Mbatha. I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere as usual. I'm just here with you guys forever and ever. Amen. And to my right, Stevens Mando.
Forever and ever,
Amen.
amen. You know what? Forever and ever, amen. They call me the king of pops, Stevens Mwendo, and I'm here as your main man for the events. If it happens, you know it from here. If it never happened, because you never heard it from us.
All right. And a bit farther from me, closer to Stevens, by purpose. This is by design. It's not by chance. Joanne Melly, very beautiful, very talented, a member of the Sandwich Podcast, and of course, social media influencer.
You know, that's
Ooh,
right.
looking fine. And
Thank
here
you
with
so
us
much.
today, Joanne, say hi to the fans.
Hi guys, I'm so happy to be here. These guys matched on purpose and they did not let me in on that joke. So
See?
John looks like the real Oscars, and so we won't be
Ooh.
talking about that now.
Yes, please.
yeah.
So, we're getting right into it. This is
Let's
E-Curve. And Joanne, are you excited to be here with us?
I am.
Are you
I'm
ready
really
to chop it
thrilled.
up?
Let's go.
Point
Let's
out
go.
those people. No, we're joking. We don't do that here.
I was ready. I was ready though. Guns blazing. I was
so
ready. I was ready.
She was so ready.
All right, let's get into E-Buzz. Keep it E-Curve. Speaking of good things, and they must come to all of us this year. Can I hear an amen?
Amen for that.
It seems like you're in doubt. I don't know if I want to be next to you. Give me bad juju. So, speaking of good things, this week has been all about the babies and, you know, how do you call it? Gender reveal parties.
reveals.
And how big can you go? Amber Ray has a billboard just around your roundabout here in Mbagathi, which I had the pleasure of seeing, and in 3D because I was on a Boda anyway. I know most of you have seen it through cars, but let me tell you, in person, it looks even more fantastic. So she has a big billboard right there, just
Yeah.
outside KTN. Tell me that is not
Is
marketing
that the best place
genius.
to market
do you know-
yourself from?
Yes,
Like,
it's
on
just
that
across
billboard?
Nairobi
It is.
Hospital, Kenyatta National Hospital, Mbagathi, and then, no, I'm not going to that because it involves a baby. So, and I thought it was very beautiful.
Yeah.
Was it necessary? No. But Eli, fanya kitu bamba.
You know what? I heard about this before I saw it. I happen to have seen it. And there was a lot going on. You're landing, you are getting all those, the attention from everybody. And I'm told this billboard normally costs between 50,000 to 100,000, which may not be so much for her. But the question was, is it necessary to do all these, you know, gender reveal things?
I mean, go big or go home. I believe in that. Just go big or go home. I think this is her second child.
Yeah.
And it is a girl.
Ooh.
She must be excited for
Yes.
that. So having a girl, you know her personality. She's
Absolutely.
stunning. I can imagine she's so excited to have this girl as a twin, dressing her up and
Oh,
everything.
yes.
Can you imagine that?
So besides the-
I'm like, go big or go home. She deserves
Besides
it.
the billboard, so they
Yeah.
had the gender reveal party where they actually announced
Yeah.
the gender of the baby. And this was a whole spectacle.
It
Okay,
was.
let me tell you, my husband, I know you're not watching because I'm here to find you. But that is exactly the memo you should receive.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People had a lot to say about the dress code, but we're not getting to that. We do not talk about children on the show. And if you're on the internet and you're talking about these children, you're cancelled. You need to go back to Shads.
And you know, guys are doing this in comparison with what Vera did. I mean, almost the same time, where we have planes landing, or whatever it is landing.
Yeah.
You have this kind of dress that looks almost the same. And so people get out and say, oh, it was the same designer was dressing them. So don't lie about how much this costed and how much this costed. But again, people come out running and say, is it necessary again?
But
Where
listen,
I'm still stuck.
Ever since Real Housewives of Nairobi, me, I do not accept Vera Sidika slander. She is a queen.
Even me, I am a full-on stan of Vera. I am by her side. I'm gonna stick beside her. Everything she says, she's right.
Right.
She's
You know
right.
what? They can gender reveal, but there's so much again that was happening when they were gender revealing. You know, some important people, real celebrities, were also leaving planet Earth. You know, in sad way. So it's again rest in peace for these guys. I mean, Lukaza Yabongo, I know people like Laura don't subscribe to some general music.
Listen, I don't know why
think
people
they do
assume because I'm
that.
Congolese I should know these things.
Let's
You
leave it
should be
at that.
doing the dance.
A wonderful lady, again, a very good jazz woman called Gloria from South Africa again, died. But the big one was
Costa.
this guy, Costa. And
Yeah.
the story came in as a surprise to everybody because this guy fell off stage and that was it. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
what do you
collapsed
call
on
that?
stage. That was really sad.
It was very sad.
It was very sad. And considering this is someone who had so much energy, you just could not believe that this happened to him. I
yes.
mean, recently he was just in Kenya in
Right,
December for
right.
Soulfest, and you could see the amount of energy that he had. Everyone loved him. After his passing, I was just seeing stories of people posting how much he was he was big, he was
Right.
very joyful, forever having the best vibes. So you can just imagine such a big loss for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like it's such-
strange things. I
Yeah.
mean, this guy is performing. Everybody's
Yeah.
jamming to his thing.
Yeah.
Then a guy falls off
Collapses,
stage. Actually,
yeah.
I remember the videos that were...
In its own way, it's very poetic to
Right.
die doing the thing you love, which is something most of us aspire to do.
That's beautiful.
And I think in his own way, he maybe got some peace because he never knew anything else besides making people happy.
Actually,
To leave
yeah.
the earth just having the greatest time of your life, that has to be the most OG exit I've ever seen.
Did you
Is
say
it-
some of us aspire? Like,
Yeah,
like
I
you're here
aspire to
and then
do
we
to
just
die,
disappear.
not to die, but like to die doing the thing you love, to never stop doing the thing you love. Because the thing with doing
Yeah.
the thing you love, you never know when it ends.
Yeah.
So for it to come abruptly, of course, it's a sad thing, but let's look at the beauty in it as well, which is poetic in its own way. He went out maybe not in his own terms, but he went out doing the thing he loves, and
yeah.
that concert I'm sure will be impactful to so many people.
Yeah.
Because every day I wake up and I'm so stressed, and I'm like, what if you drop dead today? You
Yeah.
know? Well, are you happy? Are you happy in the moment? And I don't think anyone could have robbed him of that.
Right.
So we pass our condolences to his family and everyone else who passed away this week. And if you're going through such a hard time, we also send our condolences to you. But keep faith. Ninja yetu sisi wote.
Yeah. Next thing, guys. Did you
Yeah.
see Annalisa complaining about fans misbehaving?
Tell us, Sean, man.
I saw that. I saw a bit of that.
I feel like you're
Let's
the most
unpack.
relatable person to tell us. Because honestly, me, I don't have an issue with fans.
You don't. You've
No.
never come across people
In
who
person?
Yeah.
No. On social media, absolutely. But tell us a bit more about Annalisa's story.
So she was saying how a fan was a bit too aggressive with how they were approaching her, and also I think they went to an extent of following her on WhatsApp and texting her like, you know, you're coming into my private life and you're just a fan. You don't know me. We don't know each other. So it's just the thing of boundaries. I don't think people get to understand that because we put our lives out on social media, right? And people have this facade and this idea that they know us just because of what we've been showing. But you don't know me in reality. You don't know me. You just know what I show you because you don't know the skeletons and everything that is happening behind the
But
scenes.
sometimes you're just putting too much into people's eyes and spaces. Okay, yes, it is your space.
Yeah.
But we know, or we assume we know almost everything about you because on almost a daily basis, you're posting and telling us what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that about Annalisa because lately, the last 1 year, she's not been
Very,
on people's
yeah.
faces and all of her. But when she comes and says, you know what, we have to know the distance between you are my fan and you're not my friend.
Yes.
Or whatever you may call it.
But that's the thing for boundaries.
Yeah.
You need to know your boundary. You need to know the place in my life because again, we are not friends. You just know me off social media. Yeah. So I feel like people just should respect people's boundaries.
Absolutely.
And just leave it at that. Don't be
Definitely.
disrespectful to the things that I'm putting out there.
That's
just
fact.
respect me and my
Yeah.
boundaries. Yeah.
Speaking of boundaries, someone who did not give one hoot about boundaries. Thames, come here. Let me tell you something. You are a legend. Because what was that she was wearing?
love her.
Watching the mosquito net was
She was
that
carrying
blocking
planet
people?
Earth and space together.
Guys,
Right
that
there.
designer has been killing it. Let's just start from
Oh,
there.
yes.
Let's applaud the designer because the looks the designer has been giving Thames. Have you seen Cardi B's previous outfits?
Oh, yes,
She's
yes.
been stunning.
Look at that.
And I could imagine it's the first time Thames has been invited to something like this. She had to show off.
I mean,
She
you know
did
the
that.
joke was that you know
Yeah.
what? It's Thames. She's from Africa, Nigeria, here, as guys. And then she's the one who's been talked about. Oscars, not because she won it, but because she has this dress that looks, okay, the heads are hanging, the weaves are moving all over. But again, the question was, you have all this world around you and you have blocked everybody behind you. And hey, girlfriend,
She said I'm the
you are
star.
beyond 3 seats.
She is.
I was in awe, to be very honest.
Yeah.
At first, I felt like it was a bit disrespectful to the people, but then afterwards, I was like, yeah, go girl.
But do you think like people should include functionality when it comes to fashion?
Yes, but also you definitely should. But
Yeah.
I was just excusing her because it's her first time doing
Yeah.
this setting, and I think she thought that it's gonna be the same
But
as the
doesn't
other
that
events where you
limit-
have the seating setting.
Yeah.
But instead, those guys were put in columns instead,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I think
Oh, yeah,
just
like the tables.
The tables. So the only problem was I don't think she knew how the Oscars actually work.
Well,
yeah.
and it wasn't just about Thames, Oscars. The shock was that movies that probably were never expected to really make the lead in terms of Oscars and Hollywood productions are really making it big.
Yeah.
On a year when you know, we had Wakanda coming back, you would
Yeah.
expect so many of those trophies or wins going to it. It wasn't the same case. Everything, everywhere, all at the same time. This movie by Daniel Kwan
Yeah.
takes, was it
By the
7
lead.
Oscars out of the
Yeah.
11 nominations? Is Hollywood changing the way things and looks at things? Because we even see
Can I be
small movies
honest?
just
I can
becoming
understand
over.
the political statement Wakanda was supposed to make, and also the social statement because
Yeah.
of the loss of the main
Wow.
character. But I couldn't finish the movie.
Is
To be
it?
very honest,
Is
I've
it
never
so?
watched it.
Yeah,
and my
there
sister
wasn't-
wants to punch me every single time she hears that.
So I understand that a different movie that got
Yeah.
a lot more hype was absolutely given all those awards.
Wow.
But then how are the Oscar awards given? Is it because of popularity or the
think they
politics
have
behind
a-
it?
Well, it's an
Family?
Academy award. So again, it's a lot of professional touch to it. So yes, everything, everywhere,
Okay.
every time.
Okay. And
about
we
that.
are taking a short break, but go ahead and check out the socials and find out why you will never be Ciara. We'll be right back on eCam.
And welcome back. And you know what? We are the ECAV events. And we said, if you never heard it from us, probably it never happened. And last weekend was so hot from Muthaiga Golf Course, where everybody was on Sunday. I remember such a lifestyle moment to Park and Chill at KCC, another crazy event. But you know what? We began all this thing on Friday, Saturday at the Nairobi Design Week. Somewhere around Opportunity Factory in Karen, where every sort of designer from fashion, creatives, beads, and everything was happening. You know what? I think we just watched this video just to have a little idea what was going on down there.
This time, we've gotten even more than we ever expected. You know, just having these open calls, we've got like over 60 physical exhibitors, over 60 digital exhibitors. We have entertainment from different parts, like Molly Munyatiti is gonna come and play Nyatiti. We've got Kake Wakake with his drums. So we've got like, I think if we to just look within the team, we had like 60 plus applicants for crew members for a long time. The word that's going out there about Africa, about let's say where we come from, is always about suffering or like, you know, it's the media has a way of maybe, I don't know, for some reason, picking the negatives, right? We're not saying that there's no negative, but also there is a lot of positive, right? There's a lot of positive from where we come from. There's a lot of positive from even our heritage, our ancestry, which we need to go back to. And that's why, like, when we look at our podcast, Africa Design, it's all about getting these stories from all over Africa.
I'm Adrian Jankowiak. I'm an industrial designer by profession, and I'm the founder and design director of Nairobi Design. It used to be Nairobi Design Week until this year, and we've just rebranded as Nairobi Design because we do much more than just a festival. So we're also an agency throughout the year, so Nairobi Design. So this year, of course, we have Tracing the Wild behind me. We have a partnership with British Council under the SSA Arts Shifting Narratives program. with Kampala Design Week. So we're interviewing 24 creatives from around the continent for our podcast Africa Design, and that's Africa with a K. And we're also, we have lots of exhibitors here. You'll see physical exhibitors, digital exhibitors, and vendors who are selling things as well.
You know, you just seen it for yourself. I mean, we had like 60 exhibitors, look, physical, you know, on the ground, where like 60 of them presented digitally. And this is one event that's just putting Kenya on the map. And we were just talking about this last time. Creative world in Kenya, whether it's fashion, whether it's paintings, whether it's all forms of creativity, seems to be getting a space that we never used to have.
Yes.
I don't know what you feel about that.
I absolutely agree. There's been a lot of events coming up. And even at the, was it the Kenya Opens, or what was it called? The golf event. People, they also had vendors selling their art there as well. So I feel like, and like you said, it's moving to the digital space. So you can actually just showcase your art. You don't have to go to a gallery or pay for space. You can put it online and sell it to people who understand art and like your art. So good on them. I feel like it was a fantastic event. I didn't manage to go, but it looked absolutely fantastic.
I can tell you, guys were streaming in day 2, Saturday and Sunday. The place was full. I would count almost 3,000 people per day also beautiful. Just coming through. And you know, the way they used to say these are things from Mzungu's, Karen, and ABCD. You know, this, you can see Kibera Fashion Week and everything that you can call local fashion be presented there. I don't know.
I find it very beautiful because before we never used to have this, and right now we even have a committee that handles this kind of thing. So artists are being well represented. Everyone is being well represented here in Nairobi. I wish I could see it extending to the county level so we can see more art, because people are very creative.
Oh, yes.
It's not only Nairobi, so it would be beautiful to see greater things happening in the county levels too. In other counties rather.
Would you advocate for individuals just to take it up as their mandate to just grow art, like, you know, as here, or would you say the counties or wherever it is government just creates these?
But like you said initially, you know, it was only for a certain group of people. So on the outskirts, I'm even assuming it's 10 times harder to take the initiative yourself. So having these kinds of programs or events which are organized by people bring a larger number of people makes more sense than to expect one person maybe in Kitale. I don't know the scene in Kitale.
And with all the world of culture and traditions that we have, you know, with all the tribes, I think we can have a lot. Just imagine an event taking place in Turkana with all that showcase of
But you see,
all that.
the thing is, I believe if you take the initiative, like it takes one person to start something, right? So if you, as an individual, you can just start something small. It doesn't have to be grand. And then you can now contact people in the county level, county government to help you, even schools, because you know students in schools are the ones who really have the talent. And right now we can see the shift from 844, because it was just fully based on education, and now this new system has come and they're also focusing on the talents. So it would be very beautiful to see schools incorporate such things.
And again, I think young people are trusting themselves so much with all this. It's not times when you just used to think about the lawyer, they'll, you know, they'll
it's because of the appreciation. Because before we never had this, and now that we can see our work as creatives is being appreciated, we are actually getting more and more into it.
So like we were talking about last time, young people into those spaces, Tanandahela, down to the roots, let's go back there. But you know what? That was not the only event we attended last week. You know, at the Germany embassy, there was another beautiful, good moments. If you like the strings on the guitars and all that, this should be it for you.
Tonight we have a jazz night here at the German residence. We have some musicians from Germany, from Italy, but also of course from Kenya, and a lot of friends and people from the diplomatic community, from the media, from the art scene, to have a good time and to have a jam session later on and just to have fun. I have the privilege to be ambassador here, and I want to use this privilege also to help Kenyan musicians, to help the jazz scene, but also other forms of music, the classical music, the conservatoire. We had the Bundeswehr big band here in town that performed with the Nairobi Horns, for example. So to bring all these people together and meet and create a new sort of understanding and a new sort of music together is a very nice thing, and I'm very happy to do this.
My name is Giacomo Aula. I'm a pianist, a professional pianist and composer and bass player. I'm very happy to meet this country and also to meet the local musicians. And more than McKinley, I met yesterday a wonderful guitar player named Eddie Gray, which I'm very happy I met him. Jazz is very active and very naturally growing thing because it's kind of the classical music of the 19th and 20th century. Jazz music is obviously a lot connected to African music, but it was born when the African rhythm was brought away in the United States, where there was no previous cultural and old tradition.
Niaje, Mimini Balozi, Waujerumani, Gina Langoni, Sebastian Groth, and I'm very happy Nina Foreisana to be at this show, ICAF. It's a great show. Thank you very much.
You know what? Did you just get that Swahili?
Listen, I love any foreigner who's trying to learn the language of the people. 100%. I'm here for all of it.
I'm feeling like this kind of jazz thing is your kind of thing. All right, I don't know
let's
about.
not go there. I don't listen to jazz.
You don't? I find it so
I love it,
beautiful and
but I do
soothing.
listen to it by design. Yeah.
Valid.
Is that the same case?
Same thing for me. I mean, I only enjoy it when I'm outside having a nice wine, nice glass of wine, nice
Exactly.
cocktail.
When the mood is right.
And you know what?
Yeah.
And that is what was going on there at the embassy. I mean,
Yeah.
this is everybody just relaxing, having their little drink,
Yeah.
wine, bitings and all that. And we just around these circles where we have cool people.
Yeah.
Not the kind of things you go downtown Nairobi and everybody you're just thinking,
Downtown?
where's my
The
phone?
disgust in
You know what?
Steven's face.
Yeah, what do you mean?
You know, but above all, you know what? It's a very good thing when you have the diplomat.
Yeah.
Just get into these creative spaces other than just those political mentions and you know,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. And it's just there enjoying himself with everybody who's around that. I remember the times of Bob Collymore and the way jazz was a
Oh,
thing.
Safaricom
And this
jazz.
is kind of vibe this event just gives
Yeah.
us.
Absolutely.
I love it. I didn't get to attend one of the jazz events, but I've had so many great things.
yes.
And I know for sure I missed out.
Absolutely.
I have been having FOMO. every
The
single
things
day.
about alternative types of music is it gets to expose people to different kind of interests, which I
Yeah.
absolutely like. It's like books, you know. You get to listen to something that's not the normal that
Right.
you get played
Every single
over and
day.
over on the radio, and you get to find different interests and passions that leads to different opportunities.
Right.
So I feel like it's absolutely fantastic that such events exist.
And I think the event just comes to tell us that you can have a kind of lifestyle event that's so chilled. You don't have to have 1 million people in one event. You can have a little community just discussing and talking about this. And so I think I love what that event was. I would have had some little nice wine for that matter.
That's beautiful. Do
You
you,
know
have
what?
wine from Germany or what were they serving?
Yeah.
there? And that's
I'm
an important
confused.
question. Yeah.
Some fine wine and
It was
everything
really
fine.
nice. Okay, that's good.
You know what?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just moving away from last weekend and moving towards the next weekend. So many things happening still.
go.
Nairobi. We have Shamsa, Fairy of the Gods. That's a movie that's just premiered the other day. I think we should check the theaters this coming week. I don't know. Do you attend the theaters?
I really
yourself?
do. I do sometimes, once in a while.
Right.
Yeah, when my elder siblings force me to do that.
You know what? And it's not just about
You
Shamsa,
know,
the Fairy
being a
of the Gods,
baby.
but it's a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
I think I've watched the trailer for that.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful thing, and it's not the only thing that's happening. At the Macmillan building, the things you are seeing at the Nairobi Design Week, one of them was that Nairobi spaceship, 22.99. And actually, that's the actual launch day coming this weekend, Saturday. That's when they'll be launching the Nairobi spaceship. And I think it's going to be something they say you need to wear something that looks like $22.99.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
I want to go for that.
I've
I
never-
won't.
What
but
would you
I'd
wear
like
for
to.
$22.99? If you just imagine what Planet
With
Earth
the
would be
rates,
like.
the way people are not wearing clothes on the internet.
In
I
fact,
wouldn't
they're
be
just making it
surprised.
sound like if you are from Kibra, how would you be dressed in
$22.99.
$22.99, for example? And so something worth watching out and many other things. I know the theaters are busy, buzzing with activities.
Yeah.
I don't know, what sort kind of activity and where would you find you this coming weekend? Or even from tonight?
Damn, that's a hard question. My mother's watching this.
Your mother should be proud of this.
Definitely. I think I'll just go home, enjoy a glass of wine with my sister, and just bond about the week. We've had a hectic week, so
Right.
we need to unwind.
That's an event. You
That's
should
an
visit that one. Laura, where would you find you this?
Listen, where the music is loud and the people are crowded, that's exactly where you find me.
All right.
That's the club.
It's loud, it's crowded, it's busy. And so, yes, I think I'll pick one of those events. You'll definitely find ECAV, not just me, but the team
Absolutely.
around the
Yeah.
same. And so, as we take the break, Stevens, the events man, they call me the king of pubs, will be taking my break to my own event now.
Where?
Look for me in the
On
next
his
minute.
social.
I'll be on the roads everywhere. But the girls are going to give you more fun, more drill, more glamour.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hi guys, my name is Ishwaq Mohammed Hussein, well known as the Somali artist, former Miss Africa Golden Somalia and current Miss Art Somalia 2022.
All right, Miss Earth Somalia is in the building with us, and I think she looks absolutely fantastic. John Melly, give me your opinion.
She looks stunning. Her dress, her crown, the face, the shoes, girl.
Oof,
She
oof.
ate.
She ate.
She ate
And
that.
she's representing the country with the longest coastline. I was just telling you guys before we went on break that I saw someone on TikTok and it was this joke, like her parents told her to pack, she's going to Dubai, and then she ended up in Somalia, which was so funny. But I've never seen such a beautiful country. Listen, the deserts are deserting. I don't know what deserts are supposed to do, but they're doing exactly that. The beach looks fantastic. Have you been there before?
Oh my god, I've been there like 8 months. You know, I planned to stay there for like 3 weeks, but I ended up staying 8 months.
Wow. Did you take
So-
yourself, or your parents also surprised you like the TikTok?
No, I went there to get the visa for the, the Turkish visa for Somalia because I'm a Somali passport holder. Like, I'm so selfish when it comes to Somali, you know.
Go on, yeah.
Yeah, so I went there, so things got a bit like, weird because of the corona things, and then they had to change and postpone the event and took it back to Dubai. But then, just to my realization, they said like a Somali passport holder cannot stand in Emirates. So and then it was just another like I didn't have any backup. But then I was the top favorite on Miss Africa Golden Somalia.
Wow,
I was the
go
top
girl.
5. So they were like, they had no option but to take the competition back to Africa. They hold it in Nigeria.
They did that for you.
They did that for me, and
Wow.
like
You
it was
cannot
so
fight
amazing.
destiny.
Wow.
You cannot find destiny. Did you feel the pressure to, achieve more, like overachieve and like take the crown home because of that?
Yeah, because it has been a very long journey for me, and that was my first international crown. So I had to do like all means and ways to get that crown. Yeah. I only had like a global crown, but I was like
Only had a
Only.
crown.
Well, I'm not bragging.
Yeah,
so I'm not
not
gonna brag.
I'm
but
not bragging, but I'm just saying
When
the
you come
truth.
from
Yeah.
the country with the longest coastline,
Like,
the most
like
beautiful
when
beaches.
you want, like when you want like Somalia to place in a very good ranking place. So I was like, if I want to do it, like who else is going to do?
Absolutely.
So I
yeah,
was
if
like,
not,
I have
if
to.
not me, then who?
If not me, then who?
Yes.
Let's talk about inclusivity when it comes to pageants. For a long time, there was not a lot of modesty that was catered for. It's changed over time.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed this myself. What do you feel? Is it properly done, or can things be done better?
Well, for the past years, modesty or Somali model or the modeling industry was not that much in, taking part or embraced in the Somali community. But to a point now, it reached whereby when I just won my first crown, that was the global crown, everyone saw like something that we can bring to the table and something we can bring to the industry. Because it never happened, a Somali girl being crowned as a Somali wearing her own hijab.
Yeah.
I was so happy when I was the first person to be put a crown in the industry. We had like models before, but winning a crown, like you being crowned, it was like a very amazing journey for me, because I was like, I remember like when I was my national director was the one who was crowning me. I felt like, should you touch me, because
Pinch me.
Yeah,
Pinch me.
please pinch me, because I don't know if I am dreaming or if this thing is real.
You
But then I
literally
was
put them on the
so
map.
glad, because I was so glad. My mom was there actually,
Wow.
but my dad has not been supportive at all till today.
Till date.
I
And
can
now that-
understand the struggle between, you know, pageantry and even just like our parents
things,
who
yeah.
are a bit more receptive to culture changes and all that, because it has a very bad reputation.
Yeah, it
you know?
does.
You're displaying yourself for what purpose exactly are you trying to?
Are you
What's
trying
the
to-
end goal?
what's the end goal,
Yeah.
you know?
So I understand why he wouldn't, but I hope over time it makes sense, because when you do pageants, you actually see the sense. You see how it changes people's lives,
Yeah.
and it's
Exactly.
absolutely fantastic. And let me talk about your crown. You guys.
I've been thinking about
right?
touching it or even just
Like it
Oh,
looks heavy.
okay.
You like just get home and toss it and like, you know, listen, I'm not Miss Somalia here.
is it heavy?
I'm just chilling.
No, it's not that heavy. You know, like when something is yours or you've
Wow.
been looking forward to get it.
Yes,
you don't care
I
about the
love it.
heaviness.
Yes, queen.
Yes. So I have a quick question concerning the thing for your dad not being supportive. Does it affect you? Has it affected you in the past?
I remember I was a daddy girl, and I always wanted like my dad to be proud of whatever I do. I remember in my academic sectors, every time like I go for the competitions, like, you know, like the volleyball things
Yeah.
or the school programs, you
Yeah.
know, even in the exams, when I win or I place like top 3, because I was the prefect, so I have to go like top 1 or top 2 or top 3.
Yeah.
So I remember when I got my KCSE papers, he was like, should I work with these KCE papers of yours
so
in the
proud.
road? Yeah. I was like, so I always wanted like my dad to be proud of me than the way like my mom is so proud of me.
I
So
think
I always wanted,
it's
from the
something with
dad
girls.
sector. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I just realized that sometimes like daddy and boys, like they have like that connection or the bond,
Yeah.
whereby we also have like as daughters, mothers, we have a special bond.
Yeah.
So I was like, Dad, you have to support me with this. I remember my first photo shoot as
Yeah.
Miss Africa Golden Somalia. You know, like when you want to compete and go for national, international pageant,
Yes.
you have to do like different photo shoot
Yeah.
each and every week.
Yeah.
So I remember we had to do it in Naivasha and in Nakuru. So that's like a bit like far. We have to go like 3 days or 4 days from
And I
the
can
house.
imagine how that was freaking him out.
So he was like, oh, I can't imagine. And you know, like I haven't traveled. So he's like, now you're going for 4 days. You want to travel again? I'm having like a bit weird thing in my head. But I was like, you know, you already see like I have a national director who is a woman. I'm not traveling with a man.
Yeah.
So it had to be like that convincing thing for me, like to put a trust in him, and he has to put a trust on me.
Yeah.
But finally, he said, okay, after we did the shoots, and then I was going to prepare for myself, he had like this negativity thing, like this thing I have like, you know, you've been staying for 4 days outside, not anymore now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to travel and I have to be outside the country for like a month or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you cannot do it. And you know, in that moment, there's no going back.
There's no going back. You're
There's
in
no
it.
going
You're
back.
in too deep. Yeah.
I was expecting him to, you know, get me the Somali passport,
Yeah.
but you know, he's like, today I'm busy. Can we try tomorrow? Can we try tomorrow? And I'm like, when is this tomorrow coming? You know? So I had to go to the Somali embassy. They helped me with the Somali passport. And I had to travel to Somalia. So the day I was on the aeroplane in the morning, my mom were there, my sisters were there. I had to call him, you know, I'm flying today. I'm already at the aeroplane. He's like, I can't imagine. This is like a whole lie. He had to call my mom and my siblings just to confirm. So they confirmed. So he called me back. He called me back. He's like, so you called me just to say bye, right? This is not the daughter I wanted. Blah 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 blah. You see, like the way the pageant is changing you. I never wanted. So I'm like, please, Dad, calm down.
I
You know?
completely understand.
Yeah.
It's a father's concern, but
Exactly.
I know over time you'll manage. I mean, you've made it this far. You've convinced millions of people you
that-
deserve the
Yeah.
crown. So this one
It's gonna
person
come
who loves you
around.
unconditionally will definitely, you know, fall in line, and we
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah, and imagine I told Dad that even though the whole world could have gone against me and you could have said yes to me, I thought I could have made it. But now, even though like the whole world are with me,
Yeah.
I feel like there's still like something
still
that
need
is
There's always
missing.
that one
Exactly.
person
that you need.
But I think you'll get there. But right now, let's move on to E-Curve games, where we ask them some quick fire questions. Quick fire questions, you have to answer them as fast as possible. Who do we start with? guests first. Both of you are guests.
Yeah.
But
Okay, let's go.
let's start with our
Oh my
queen
God.
here.
The one with the crown.
Let's start. What's your hidden talent?
I know I wanted to say this on stage, but I do singing.
All right. How do you usually answer the telephone?
Hi,
Money or happiness?
money.
Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Introvert.
Would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
Oh my God, to the future.
Why?
Because the past has already passed, so there's no way I can go back there, and I feel like I want more. So the more I want, I can't go back. Like the less I
Alright.
had.
What's your favorite number and why?
Oh my God, 666.
Stop it. No.
Immediately no.
I'm not going to take it.
But do not ask why.
At what age do you want to retire?
Retire from what?
Pageantry, actually.
You know, the last stage or the last age is 26, but I've seen like Miss Universe, the biggest international, they are continuing, like they're also expecting 27, 28 to win.
So this year it's
but
me and
now
you?
I feel like
Okay.
even though I am 40 years old, I still want to continue with
You know
this.
there's Mrs. World and Mrs. Universe?
Yeah.
So we'll do that also. We still
Inshallah.
have time. Joan Melly, it's your turn.
Let's go.
All right, we're putting you on the spot. What's your favorite month?
July,
What time do you usually go to bed at night?
10 p.m.
What were you afraid of as a child? 10. John, I know you're lying. I've
I'm
seen
not-
you somewhere shaking it up. Don't lie.
No, on days where I'm just relaxing and I maybe busy day from work, 10 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you afraid of as a child?
Chicken, and I'm still scared of them till now.
Same. You
Girl,
tell them
but
those animals are
How can you
dangerous.
fly while you're bad and you're not flying? That's
Eh.
a problem. That's a problem.
Listen, you have wings and you can't use them. If you could be transformed into one animal, which one would you choose? Definitely not a chicken.
A dog.
You see how many strays there are there?
No,
Why are you
I
assuming
mean,
you'll be a German Spitz?
Nah, I have faith. I'm beautiful, so I'm imagining that will just transfer into
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
let's go.
part. Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Extroverts,
Are you more of a thinker or a doer?
thinker,
What do you think is the meaning of life?
finding your purpose.
Absolutely. And what do you think your purpose is?
I'm yet to discover it.
What do you
And
think your purpose is?
The same. You have to discover.
I think my purpose is to serve.
to serve.
Yeah.
And literally, we were saying how life is all about serving. The hand that gives is the hand that's
Yes.
blessed. Yeah. This is me preaching, yeah. I'm in my preaching era.
Amen.
Yeah.
Taking it.
Hallelujah. You were 66. We're not sure. I don't trust you with that. Well, that's been our quick fire. I mean, we get to hear parting shots from our guests without having to crunch on time. Joan Melly, thank you so much for coming
Thank you
through.
so
You
much
were
for having
absolutely
me.
beautiful and fantastic.
Thank you so much
Good
for having
vibes.
me.
Fun to be around. I absolutely love the energy you bring. And there's so much positivity about you that resonates even, it just radiates from your glow when you're here. I absolutely love
Look
that.
at this smile.
What's your parting shot to the people at home?
I mean, what I can say is go for what you want, put your all, and believe in yourself. And even if you don't have support, be your biggest supporter.
Absolutely.
Yes.
For Miss Earth Somalia, I'll tell
Girl
you,
with a crown.
I love to judge people. So I've already judged the two of you. And the thing I'm getting from it is you're so ambitious. You are not ready to let anything stand in your way. If you're willing to fight your father for this dream that you're going for, well, not fight him by
But
choice, but
literally.
you're willing to do it and show him that it has meaning and value. I get that from you. So what is your parting shot to the people at home?
Oh my God. Confidence first. Like when you already have that inside of you, like talking and wanting, I think there's nothing else that can stop you, because I think it all starts within. So I hope like if it hasn't started within you, I don't think there's anywhere you're going. Because even though like, you know, when you're already on stage and you want to win the crown, they don't just look at your beauty. Sometimes I always say that I didn't win this crown because I am beautiful. There are other girls who are more beautiful than me on stage, and you just see them, oh my God, you're so beautiful, but they don't win.
Absolutely.
So
No, I
it's
absolutely
something
agree with
inside.
that. It has to start from
within,
inside and
yeah.
outwards. My parting shot to you is make sure that text line you have texted 0716 854 847 is our text line. Make sure to tune in next week, same time, same place. This is eCurve.